Business on Purpose podcast.
Would it be possible for you to stop the phone, the email, the interruptions just for 1 hour during 1 week? Some of the folks that I met with this week said, I don't know that I can do it. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast. Oh my goodness, let's liberate ourselves from this chaos. No, don't say it's true. Had an opportunity to meet with a team today, and my homework to them was very simple. Actually, we ended our meeting early. There wasn't anything else to talk about. Because as we got to talking about the chaos in their world, and they live in an industry where it is filled with constant chaotic impulses all over the place. Phone calls, text, flying, emails going around. If you don't do this by this time, we will fire you. It's that kind of world that they live in. And even in that world, they're so beholden to the distraction that they're not convinced they can block out 1 hour, no phones, no interruptions, no email, and work on their highest use or the project of the highest use of their time. So I want you to think, this is the exercise I walked them through. I want you to name right now out loud, what is the highest and best use of your time? Go ahead, I know you're by yourself. It's gonna look really awkward when you do this, but go ahead and name it, just out loud. What is the highest and best use of your time in your business right now? So let me give you an example. If you're let's say you're a field worker for a construction company, then maybe the highest and best use of your time is job budgeting. Maybe if you're an attorney, the highest and best use of your time is prospecting, because maybe other people can help you with the other things. So whatever the highest and best use of your time is, here's my question. Can you block out 1 hour, no distractions, to work solidly on that one thing? Now, of course, the question will pop in your head of, A, there's no way I could do that, and B, why would I? What's the point? Gang, the reality is there is more cerebral brain research that has been published in the last 5 to 8 years with data points talking about the total impracticality of multitasking. In fact, I read one study today, or an excerpt from one study today, talking about how the IQ point value of a person who's trying to multitask decreases by, I believe it was like 10 points or something like that, which they said was the equivalent of being inebriated under the influence of marijuana. I'm not even sure that inebriation and marijuana are supposed to go together, but you get my point. In other words, what they were saying was, if you decide you want to multitask, then you might as well be stoned. The reality is we walk around all day in a constant stage of multitasking. In fact, in this book that I'm reading, he quotes another researcher who said that back in the 40s and 50s, we never used the word priority in plural terminology. We never said priorities. There were no such thing as multiple priorities. It was just a priority. We were unitasking. But now we think that we're supposed to be multitasking. The reality is it's not possible. And so we have to do something different. Now, I know we wouldn't want to admit that it's not possible, because a lot of times we work in environments where people expect us to multitask, but the reality is we're human, and multitasking is simply not possible to get done to the level of things that are your highest and best use of time to make progress on those things. So therein is the challenge. You know what's interesting about brain research, though, is as it comes out, no doubt that when the researcher lays out the research, she is going to look at the research and intentionally go, this will change the way people think. I remember for a number of years, I had the privilege of working for Pfizer, a large multinational mega pharmaceutical company, and they had studies that were being published on a regular basis, peer-reviewed in reputable journals, and these things would come out, and as a sales representative, I would dig through the study and I would take it out to doctors, and I would want to lay in front of the doctors and say, you're not going to believe the breakthroughs that they found in this study. Look at the p-values of the study. And the doctors would simply look at me and ask a question. Is it on the formulary? Is it on the formulary? What they were looking for is the least path of resistance to get the best medicine. But if the best medicine had too many roadblocks for them, they would candidly bypass it to go to the least effective medicine. because the roadblocks were too big. The reason that setting aside 1 hour is so hard with no distractions, I mean no distractions, like the phone is not even in the room, the email is completely turned off, and the door is closed to outside distractions, totally, completely, as if you were under anesthesia in a dental chair. Nobody can get in touch with you. Why won't we do it? Because it's resistance. We've got to force ourselves into things we're uncomfortable with in order to make that happen. But you know, if you did it, it would work. So that's my challenge. I want you to set aside 1 hour. I want you to turn off the phone. I want you to turn off the send and receive function on the email. Shoot, if you can turn the email off, that's even better, but I know some of your tasks require that you look back through the email. But you turn the send and receive function off, and you turn everything off, close your door, and you are unavailable to the world for 1 hour. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get 4 hours worth of work done in that 1 hour. Maybe you can spend that hour articulating your vision. mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision. If you need to articulate that and don't know where you're going in your small business, we can help you. Take 1 hour, block it off. We'll see you right here next time on the Business on Purpose podcast.